What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Kart 63. My name is Ben right up front, so you know who is speaking to you, and I know for my current subscribers, people that watch these videos every single week, that probably gets old. You know my name, and you wonder, Ben, why? Why do you keep on saying my name is Ben? Well, as you can see, my subscriber count is growing a little bit. That means that I am getting more and more people that are new to this channel, and maybe this is the first video they've ever seen, and they're like, who is this guy talking, other than Kart63? I think I have _ Ben on there. Anyway, but it's a proper way to introduce myself. I try and be polite, just the way it is. And yes, I'm still in my kitchen. My stuff's still in here. I'm tired. I'm tired of explaining myself to you people. I will get out to the barn when I'm darn good and ready. So, all right, this topic came about cherry picking, and I thought I'd add in money races because they kind of go hand in hand. Now, this may be a hot topic for some people, people coming into money races at a local track. I'm probably, first and foremost, I probably up front am not going to change your mind if it's set. All right, this is just my perspective on it. I just thought, I implore you to let me, offer my opinion on this subject. That's why I do these videos. But I think maybe I could give a different perspective on the ways to think. All right, so what is cherry picking? Cherry picking would be somebody, of a higher skill, better funded team showing up to money races. Say there's a local track and they just run the normal event, week in, week out. They're running a point system. They got good battles, this and that. Well, then somebody, either the track or a sponsor offers up, say, $500 to win. Okay, we'll just pull that out of here. $500 to win. Well, that's going to garner some attention, especially if it's announced from other tracks, other people, thinking, hey, maybe I can show up and get a little piece of that pie. Maybe I can grab that $500 to win. Well, it seems unfair to some that support the local track, that are there every week, that somebody, that isn't there every week would come in, maybe with a little more experience, maybe with a little better funding, better tire situation, all those things that would come in and take that $500 to win. This is, where it comes in. Is it fair? Is it not fair? Is the question. My perception on this is that, yes, it probably sucks to have some hot, I used to call them gumshoes or hot shoes, the hot shoes. The Gallops used to always show up to my local track and come and whoop on us in the open class, and it drove me nuts, that freaking hot shoes. So I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can see that, if you're getting somebody of a higher stature, a better funding or whatever, come in and like, hey man, they don't race here, and they're coming in to essentially take your money, to whereas your fast guys are your fast guys, but are they as fast as these guys? That's where the line has to be kind of looked at. Now, they're going to set the bar if they are that good, if they have that much more experience, if they are, they have a little better equipment or something. Everybody's got to follow within the same rules. So how high is that bar been set by your, say, local fast guys? Say you got 2-3 guys that might be in the running. Is that bar, say, here, and then another person comes in and sets the bar here? They're just lights out fast. Not cheating. They have, a clone, a predator, whatever it is, open engine. We don't, really, we have very loose rules in that, but they're within the parameters. They're just maybe a little more experienced. Maybe they have a deeper field of tires to go to for that track, but they're also showing up to a track that they don't run every week. So your advantage is knowing the track, but with their, the deepness of their tire selection, do they have an advantage to where they can just go in the trailers? Hey, though, that's not going to work. They're taking a shot too. So you got to, I think the way you have to look at it, yes, it's going to suck initially, but If they raise the bar to here, you know where you have to be. The three guys that I mentioned before that were the fast guys, you need to find that speed. You need to match that speed. It is, I always look for the challenge. Listen, I am not of the elite speed in UAS racing. I'm pretty fast. I think I've proven that in Grand Nationals, in the point system and everything. I would consider myself one of the faster guys, but I do not consider myself elite speed. The elite speed are the Evan C's, they're the Robbie Yaos, the past champions of UAS racing. I just saw a post somebody put up, Robbie Sarchet. Every time that dude shows up to a track, lightning fast, elite speed. I see that ladder. I do not, be like, I'm upset that, it sucks that they show up. If they were to show up into my local race, it's like, I know I have my hands full, but I accept that challenge. Bring it. I want to see what kind of speed I need to be elite. How fast can I be? So while there are teams out there, that just go to money races, that's kind of their thing, you can't bag on them too bad. Everybody likes money. It's an expensive sport. Let's be honest. Who has made a profit from their investment in kart racing? Anybody? Maybe Shay Chavis years and years and years ago. I think he won that 50,000 to win race at one point in time. I think I counted up one time. He might have made like $90,000. Racing in 1 year, but that's that elite speed. Those are those big money races. That's somebody spending $2,000 worth of tires to go to a race. Are you willing to do that over $500? We have a ton of money invested in our karts. Maybe some more than others. UAS, opens. We have quite a bit of money into ours. But even your Predators, how many tires do you have? The gears, the tools, the trailers, how much do you have invested that you're going to be upset that somebody has a little bit more invested? Maybe, and I would argue that it's not always money. So I guess where I'm going with this is that I love an underdog story. I love when somebody from that local track, say you have you have somebody that's a hot shoe that shows up to a 500 to win race. Say we'll pick, for instance, we'll pick Champion Speedway, and you have your local guys, but then somebody who runs State Series in PA or somewhere like that shows up to Champion because it's a 500 to win race, and they go out there and they you see them in practice, it's like, man, that's fast. You have to match that speed. Then you go into heat race, you see what kind of speed they're holding, and then when it comes to feature, it is up to you to rise that level up to meet that. So I understand people being upset about cherry picking, about, outsiders coming into a 500 to win race, but let's be honest, it's not going to stop. If there is a money race, it is going to grab more attention than just, say, a normal race. If you're running for points every night, if you're running for a trophy, if you're running for $20, it's not that nobody cares. You care about that. You care about the championship. You care about the point system, but outsiders aren't going to. As soon as there's a price tag put on it, 500 to win, 1,000 to win, whatever it may be, you're really going to draw attention from other people, but it may not always be a bad thing. Having that bar raised to know maybe you're off a little bit. Maybe you've gotten comfortable racing, the locals too much. Maybe you're the fast guy of the locals, but how is your speed compared to that? That happened to me years and years ago. I was racing local at Paradise Speedway. Hopefully not, rest in peace. I hope Paradise comes back. Anyway, and I was running local. There was a local fast guy in the open class, Randy, and I beat him one time. And then once I beat him one time, I was in the mix to beat him a bunch of other times. Well, then I kind of moved away. I went UAS racing. Well, in UAS racing, in this area, in any area, you're going to find the best of the best. We're all nut jobs. We go faster than we should. But I was also racing other talent that was far above, you know, I'd become one of the fast guys at Paradise Speedway, but then I found that I wasn't one of the fast guys joining UAS. We're traveling everywhere, we're hitting different tracks, my skill level improved. So when I came back to Paradise, that person that, Randy, that, you know, I had only beat one time, but I was there, you know, every week, it was easier for me to beat him because I had raced faster people. And that's what I'm saying to you. It isn't always a bad thing that you get a cherry picker coming in for a money race, because it's going to show you what level you need to raise yourself to be. This is, you know, and I'm not saying, you know, I'm not even getting into, you know, you think they're cheating, this and that. We're talking about, you know, apples to apples. They have a legal engine, they have legal tires, they have a legal chassis. It's just skill, knowledge against your skill and knowledge, whether it be tires and all that stuff. But that's you know, raising the bar. Are they cherry pickers? You know, and maybe I'm upsetting, you know, or will upset some. Maybe you're going to have a different opinion than I on this. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I know I'm not going to change everybody's mind on this. It's just my perception that take that negative that once was a negative and make it into positive. Yes, you may lose that day, but what were they doing? You know, can you extract any information by watching their line, by watching, you know, what maybe you saw they were doing with tires, something like that? Can you make your skill set even better, that maybe one day you become the person that's considered cherry picking, and, you know, maybe you can go to a race and maybe you can be like, hey, you know, I'm going to go to that money race. So it's just that I'm a positive person. I choose not to be negative. It does suck to lose. Don't get me wrong. I don't like losing. I am ultra competitive. I am aggressive on track. Ask any one of my UAS competitors. Pretty aggressive. I am that, but I'm also not a sore loser. If I see that I am lacking in speed, I'm not blaming anything other than I need to work harder. I need to understand the kart better. I need to understand the tires better. I need to bring myself that level. You don't need to bring that person down. You need to bring your skill set up to that level. So that's my general premise on it. You know, we can agree to disagree. Put it in the comments. You know, you have a different perception on it. It's fine. I think there's room to take a positive from a negative. That's my thought on that. So I really do appreciate every single one of you coming by week after week. I still can't believe you do it. I started this channel and I was like, no way, you know, people are going to watch this stuff. And then you did. And I was like, oh man, how, you know, eventually I thought I was going to plateau and it keeps on growing a little bit. And I'm like, now I feel responsible and stuff, like, geez. But if you didn't mind hitting a like on the video, possibly subscribing to the channel if you like this type of content, I promise I'm going to get back out to the barn one of these days, one of these weeks. I got to start doing two videos a week here. The race season, we're end of January. So race season is going to come eventually, and I got to get back on. I may not do Tuesdays, though. I think I might break it up Wednesday or Thursday or something. Break up middle of the week type of thing, just to give myself a little breather for a video, so it's not so taxing, if you will. So, all right, guys, I really appreciate you coming by, and I'll catch you next week. Later.